In Star Wars Battlefront 2, there's been talk about heroes costing credits, and people needing more credits, and more importantly, the fastest way to get credits. Today, we're going to answer that question, and hopefully, remember all the zeros this time. We'll also talk specialist loadouts with the new health changes. I'm going to give you my favorite loadout for the smaller game modes. In order to find out which game mode offered the most amount of credits, I played 5 different game modes for 1 hour for each mode. The modes I looked at were Galactic Assault, Blast, Extraction, Heroes Showdown, and Starfighter. I didn't do an hour of Jetpack Cargo or Heroes vs Villains, because to be honest, I'm not a fan of those game modes, and the thought of grinding credits on them made me feel kind of ill. I also didn't test Strike, mainly because I just don't play Strike. In order to get the time, the clock starts when the squad screen disappears, and it started to show the map, and ended when the victory or defeat screen showed. On Heroes Showdown, it started when the first set of heroes did their walkout, and ended when the last round's victory or defeat screen showed. I didn't take into account the time spent searching for games or in between matches, and once we had the total amount of time played and the total amount of credits earned, we divided the total credits to the total time and got the average credit per minute for each of the game modes. I did not look at completing challenges while doing this, leveling, or daily crates. There are some things to take into account, since these numbers will not be consistent for all players. You will earn more credits if you're the MVP and the better you perform within the game. Also, while these numbers are a good baseline, your experience may vary, and more importantly, you want to play the game mode that you enjoy. Otherwise, you'll lose interest and the grind won't be worth it since you'll stop playing this game sooner. While we go over this, in the comments down below, let me know which game mode is your favorite and why. Or, if you prefer, just give me your favorite Star Wars quote. Speaking of MVP and getting more credits, the lowest credit per minute game mode I found was Starfighter Assault. This may be because I'm horrible at Starfighter, and in Starfighter, I averaged 33 credits per minute, with most matches lasting around 12 minutes. While the game mode is a ton of fun, I'm just not good in it. So if you're like me and can't stop crashing into random objects, this is probably not the game mode you want to focus on for farming your credits. Quickly moving on to the second lowest mode, it's Galactic Assault. Now, Galactic Assault is my favorite game mode, and definitely what I spend the majority of my playtime on. It brings in just under 43 credits per minute. This is mainly due to some of the maps lasting longer than others, like Kashyyyk, which took up to 32 minutes to complete on one side, and I really just dislike this map. And with Galactic Assault just having longer rounds than the ones I tested, you generally gain less credits per minute. For the most part though, most rounds lasted around 15 minutes, and the lower credits may also be due to more players fighting for that top slot to get MVP, making it harder to get if you're not focusing on getting the highest score possible and just focused on having a good time. While I always recommend playing Galactic Assault since it has something for everyone and it has heroes, if you're looking to grind out some credits, there are faster ways to do it. Third, we have the newest game mode, Extraction. Extraction lands just over 50 credits per minute, and the games are the shortest, only averaging around 6.5 minutes. This mode is really fun, especially if you're looking to get a quick game in. And while it doesn't offer the best credit per minute, it's definitely a great choice since you can get rounds in very quickly even if you're short on time. It's also a lot of fun being a trooper only mode. You don't need to worry about heroes ruining your great kill streaks, and it's quick to get into the fight, unlike some of the Galactic Assault maps. We also don't know how long this one's going to be around, so I recommend enjoying it as much as possible while we have it. This brings us to the top 2 game modes for the credits per minute, and that's between Heroes Showdown and Blast. Both modes are fun and relatively quick, depending on the map you're on. The second highest was Heroes Showdown at 62 credits per minute, and that puts the highest credit per minute game mode as Blast. Blast is probably my second favorite game mode. The action is fast, it's troopers only, and the layout of each map is good. Blast averaged about 84 credits per minute, with most games ending at 645 credits per match, and I think I got MVP in all but 2 of the games I played, and those 2 I was in second place. Blast is the game mode I perform the best on, and with the buff to the Specialist, it's much easier now than it was before. I still played Specialist before this buff. While on Blast though, I would recommend dropping the server when Bespin comes up if you're trying to maximize your credits per hour. Bespin lasted the longest of all the maps, mainly because it's a ton of hallways and the map's rather big in comparison to the others. While I enjoy Bespin and it's a fun map, it took 9 minutes or more each time it was played, and the rest took around 6 to 7. Starkiller was the fastest map at exactly 6 minutes when we played it. With those numbers, again, experience is going to vary. If you perform better in Galactic Assault and hit MVP every single time, it's very possible that that will become your best credit per minute game mode. And that's kind of the moral of the story here, is if you're able to hit MVP on a game mode consistently, that game mode is most likely going to earn you the most amount of credits. Now that we're playing Blast though, the best class to use is of course the Specialist. Infiltration will take you to the enemies quickly and make it easy to get the drop on them. So I'm going to give you my favorite loadout for the Specialist in the smaller game modes, mainly Blast and Extraction. First, the only weapon I recommend using in Blast and Extraction is the A280 CFE with burst modification, and you can either use the Ion Shot if you run into a lot of people running shields, or I prefer the Dual Zoom, making it easier to hit targets from far away. With this weapon, you need to play it more like Assault than like a sniper. You also want to use Infiltration as much as possible, since Infiltration will give you enemy locations on your minimap, so you know how many you're coming up on, which way they're heading, and when is the best time to engage. With that in mind, this build is meant to have Infiltration available as much as possible, and for the first star card I run, it's Hardened Infiltration. This will give you two benefits. The first is a decrease in the amount of damage you take while it's active, making you harder to kill. And the second is it will reduce the cooldown for Infiltration to 18 seconds. This is a win-win, making you harder to kill and allows for 2-on-1 engagements, and having it and the cooldown reduction makes it more readily available. But we can make that cooldown even shorter with Resourcefulness. This will reduce the cooldown even more. I believe the maximum level is a 20% reduction, making it just over a 14-second cooldown for Infiltration. Now that's not a huge change, but Resourcefulness also helps with the next card, which is Tripmine. With Blast and Extraction being more small confined spaces, the Tripmine has actually become my favorite little treat for someone who's trying to follow me. If you're getting chased or trying to disengage, dropping a Tripmine on the wall while you run by will generally kill the person following you, or at least slow them down enough for you to get away. You can also have 2 Tripmines out at a time, and with the reduction in cooldown, it's easier to get both of them out without having to wait too long. While I usually will champion the stealth card, I don't really melee all that much now that I have more health and don't have to worry about multiple enemy engagements, which used to mean an instant death. It's still a great card, however, and I definitely run it in Galactic Assault, where there are far more players running around, but in Blast and Extraction, I generally try to run Infiltration as much as possible. In the comments, let me know what you run as a Specialist. I'm always open to new builds. If you enjoyed this video, tell a friend and give it a like. Then subscribe if you haven't already. I do post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and stream Tuesdays, Thursdays. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in game.